Greetings there, truckers. This is Greg, and I'm bringing you a weather update for this next week or so. It's going to be rather ugly around mid-week to the end of the week and stuff. Some severe storms down south, and good chance of more snow and winter-like weather for the northern and Rocky Mountain states. So here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's David Schlotthauer here, back with another detailed video. We have a lot to talk about because there's a threat for severe weather for the Deep South. We're talking about moderate to heavy snowfall for the Great Lakes and the Northern Plains with some really strong winds that could lead to blizzard conditions and some much colder temperatures as well. Now, before we do dive into the video, I do ask really nicely that you do consider subscribing to the YouTube channel if you really like detailed weather-related content. Smash that like button and leave a comment in the section below this video. We do have a weather mansion actually. That should be opening up in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for the latest updates on that, and also check out my social media. All those links are in the description below this video, leading to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the video. So, as we can see here on the European Global Computer Model, we have that system that we have been talking about for a couple of days for California that's going to bring the threat for showers, thunderstorms, some gusty winds, much needed rainfall over our region, but it's going to be translating into the high plains, the Midwest, and the Great Lakes, bringing the threat for more heavy snowfall, strong winds, severe weather that could be a problem yet again, coming up for Tuesday, Wednesday, and even into Thursday. So for Monday morning here, it's raining pretty good in California. Maybe some flood problems on some of the small creeks, small streams, maybe more snowfall that is needed for the mountains here, but that's not going to be lasting too long as this system really moves on by. By Tuesday morning, it gets into the four corners, so like Arizona, if you're in New Mexico, if you're in Colorado, if you're in Utah, Nevada, if you're in Wyoming, if you're in portions there of Montana, if you are in, say, Boise, Idaho, you're talking about some rain and some snow that could be mixed in there, but it's really going to be when we get into, say, Tuesday evening into Tuesday night, in a early Wednesday morning, when things should really get active here. So we got a lee side low that's going to be developing here by Wednesday morning. Yeah, look at what we have. So we have a 990 millibar over Oklahoma. We have a 992, the northern lobe of that's going to be draped over, say, central portion of Iowa. So like Davenport, if you are in Elder Ridge, if you are in Cedar Rapids, if you are in Des Moines, Iowa, there could be some severe weather. It all depends on how much instability. If you get elevated convection over this sector, you can get some showers and thunderstorms that could be severe, but more than likely a general risk. But it is this area up here. I'm going to circle on in so you can see the freezing rain, the pink on your screen. That indicates lots of ice accumulation, okay? So you got the warm front, you got this warm advecting air up and over the colder air, and that's going to bring down with it the threat for some freezing rain in Detroit, if you're in central Michigan, if you're in northwestern Michigan, if you are even in, say, Youngstown, Ohio, if you're in Cleveland, Ohio, there is a sure bet that you could see some freezing rain. So some glazing, maybe enough to knock out power there. If you are in portions of, say, Pennsylvania, if you are in West Virginia, if you're in Northern Virginia State, even for Maryland, you have a good chance there of seeing some freezing rain. And then, of course, up here to the north where you do have the snow chances that will be increasing throughout the overnight hours of Tuesday into Wednesday, and that's going to really bring in some impacts. But down here across the Deep South is where we do have the severe weather, say over the Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, into Missouri, into maybe even central and southern Illinois, has a good sure bet of seeing some severe weather on Wednesday. But it's really not until we get, say, into, say, Wednesday afternoon into, say, Thursday morning when the severe weather really gets kicked up here over Mississippi, over Alabama, over Tennessee, and again all the way up in here where we could have quite a bit of severe weather to talk about, because you have the surface low that's over there, that's at 982 millibars. You got the warm front, so we have a very dynamic system. We got cold air wrapping in on the back side of this, so again you could be seeing some snow showers in northern Missouri. Oh man, come on, it is late March and you are talking about snow for your area. I'm sure people are complaining. I did read some of your guys' chats that, can we be done with winter already? The snow is so annoying. I know, everyone's probably excited for spring. I'm excited for spring. Unless you have allergies like I do, then it's not so fun. So it gets more interesting by Thursday morning. Look at how dynamic this thing is. A 976 millibars right along Milwaukee in Wisconsin. That is pretty deep. We have strong winds. That's a very tight pressure gradient. In fact, if you look at the 500 height here, look at those ISO bars there. That is an indication that the winds are definitely going to be strong out of that. Alright, so possibly some blizzard warnings. Wouldn't be surprising if those get issued because of all the snow. There's going to be blowing snow, drifting snow. Yeah, that could lead to whiteout conditions. And then, of course, that system goes into the northeast by, say, April Fools. Yeah, April Fools. You'll be seeing some snow there. If you're in upstate New York, if you're in portions there of Erie, Pennsylvania, if you're in the Ohio Valley, if you are in the extreme northeast, maybe some of the highest peaks are like Mount Washington, may get a little bit of snow out of that system. And then, of course, we're not going to explain this one very much because, again, this is a little bit on the far outside. We're really trying to only focus on one system at a time, but there could be another winter storm, maybe another threat for some severe weather by the second day of April. So looks to be an active period here coming up by the end of March into early April. So now, as far as the GFS model goes, this is now rendering, so I'm providing you the very latest model data. That's my job in these videos. So this is the 18Z GFS model, and we can see, again, getting to California, like I said, Sunday night into Monday with rain, snow, thunderstorms, and some gusty winds and some cooler temperatures. And then again, this system gets into the high plains, it kind of redevelops. That's typically what these systems like to do. They hit California, they kind of tear apart, and then the remnants of that energy in the upper levels reappears on the lee side of the Rocky Mountains, and you get a redevelopment of a baroclinic surface low that likes to form around Colorado, around, say, Kansas into Nebraska, and then this is kind of what you get here for the threat for severe weather. You get that kind of triple point that sets up. So here we are. So Wednesday morning, March 30th. Look at this. Again, very dynamic. Warm front here, cold front here. You might have a bent back occlusion on the back side of this over, say, the high plains of the of Nebraska, Kansas. Surface low is right in between there at 986 millibars. Again, take note of the freezing rain. Some strong winds with this. And again, really intense severe weather down here. That's why the SPC has already introduced a small area of 30% chances for severe weather. Get it or not, on day 5 days out, they've got a 30% chance for severe weather in the deep south around Dixie Alley. That upper level low moves on by into, say, southern Ontario, Canada, southern portion there of Quebec, or actually most of Quebec is going to get the snow out of that system. But again, this is now rendering, so we're not going to be able to show you that second piece of energy that we have here, so that way my videos don't end up very long and we wait for that model to fully render it. Just take too long. So on to our snowfall total forecast here, okay, on the GFS model. We do have the inner rims of the rendering, and again, this is rendering as we speak into Friday morning. So the latest model here of the GFS indicates that, again, that your area up here, say northern Wisconsin, much of the Minnesota area could end up getting about 2 to 6 inches of snowfall. For central and southern Ontario, Canada, Quebec, Canada, you might end up getting about 1 to 2 feet of snow. The Sierras here on the California region could get about 6 to 12 inches, and some of the higher elevations here of the Rockies could end up getting about 9 to 16 inches of snowfall. Snowfall limited to the north of this upcoming system that you're dealing with. maybe a little bit of snow here ahead of time before that system, some lake effect snow that is, but really otherwise that's all you're really going to be seeing. As far as the European model goes, let's take a look at that. Significant more amounts of snow all the way by, say, Friday afternoon. So by April Fool's Day or through April Fool's, we can see that some of these areas here, according to the European, has been really consistently showing maybe as much as 1 to near 2.5 feet of snowfall. For the UP of Michigan, for central and southern Ontario and Quebec, you might end up getting about a couple of feet of snow out of that winter storm. Rainfall totals on the GFS, again, really quickly, we're not going to focus much on this, but you all can see here anywhere between, if you only get the rainfall, this applies to you, but if you get snow, there's a conversion that you're going to need to do. So rainfall totals across the Midwest and the deep south here of Dixie Alley could see it around about 1 to 3 inches. Some of the higher amounts right in here of Alabama and Mississippi, maybe across Tennessee, you could see the most rain out of this, and the extreme rim here of the Gulf of Mexico, of Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi could end up getting about 2 inches of rainfall. So now onto our rainfall, now talk about that severe weather. So we have the ingredients that are coming together. First of all, we're looking at the upper level 500 millibar vorticity map. This is showing us how much spin energy there is available after the system reaches California. And we can see a pretty nice, well strung out area here of maximized vorticity advection that's going to be in place over, say, the high plains, over Texas, over Oklahoma. As this injects further to the east here, a new lobe of that vorticity maximum field does get going here. You can see the kind of the cat's tail, we call it, that really shapes up here, and this is going to help induce a lot of lifting for ascent, a lot of baroclinic flow aloft here, and that's going to help to do some surface pressure deepening along the frontogenetic frontal boundary. We're also going to see again some pop-up discrete cells ahead of this. And again, this is going to be for Wednesday. We didn't really talk much about Tuesday here because it's going to be in the development stage, but we could see a few discrete there. And then really it gets going here by Wednesday and into Thursday. Take note of here, look at these little vorticity maximums kind of orbiting around the parent center here. Pretty cool to look at here, but could also be a problem. Looks like a person's face, doesn't it? There's the two eyes. There is the nose. Looks like we have a little bit of a mouth. It's just kind of sideways. That stuck out to you all in this video. I love drawing things for you all. That's what I'm here for, right? So, yeah, that's a look at your vorticity map. Now let's take a look at that low-level wind profile, because winds are going to be absolutely insane. I mean, I've never seen winds this strong in quite some time. A little stronger, actually, than what we had recently at the beginning of this past week. So, yeah, this really is concerning. So, 850 millibar winds, this is about 5,000 feet. Look at these winds, 50 to maybe 58 knots between across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. When we take a look at the 500 millibar level winds here for Tuesday, out of the southwest at around, again, 45 to 55 knots, so not super strong 700 millibar winds, but we also have strengthening mid-level winds or upper-level winds, that is at 500 millibars over the Texas, Oklahoma area. So if we do get any supercellular structures, they could organize pretty quickly. We could see some really large hailstones because we're going to have a lot of hydrolapse EML in place, so the elevated mix layer, drier air aloft, you get these moist, warm updrafts, and they really condense quickly. We get large hailstones out of these storms, and some of them could produce tornadoes, given the enough of bulk effective shear that's going to be in place. Now let's go fast forward into, say, on Wednesday. This is very concerning, and this is going to probably be my thumbnail once again in this video. Really strong low-level winds here across Mississippi into, say, central and eastern and western Tennessee into Kentucky. Really strong low-level jet here at over 70 knots over the region. When we go up a little bit higher in altitude, look at this. I mean, this is very significant here, everyone. I'm going to zoom in when I edit this video, and you really could actually see here anywhere between 70 to 80 knots. There's even a plot here at 103.6 knots. That is absolutely strong, and that is at 10,000 feet high. When you take a look here at the upper level winds here, this is basically again for Wednesday afternoon, and man oh livin', that is a nicely well stoked negatively tilted trough with embedded storms here. You can even see the line there with the divergent flow aloft. That's really significant. So if anything, if they do pull an enhanced risk for severe weather, or if they want to pull a moderate, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, it will likely be more wind driven, I believe. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of discrete cells, but if we do, they're going to be embedded within the QLCS, and they could produce tornadoes, but more than likely, this is going to be a pretty big damaging wind threat, and maybe about a 5 to 15% chance for some large hail, mainly wind-driven with this threat for severe weather for the Deep South because of such sufficient winds that are going to be in place. Therefore, the Storm Prediction Center has again issued a 15% chance for Day 4 over Oklahoma, central southern Kansas, into central and northern Texas. This includes for Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Arlington, Texas. Let's move on quickly into our Day 5 forecast on the SPC, and you can see there is your 30% chance for severe weather outlined here over Greenville, over near Shreveport, Arkansas, Jackson, Mississippi, under that 30% chance for severe weather. So again, we really got to watch this and to see if there's going to be a wider area of enhanced risk, or if they're going to be able to fit in a moderate risk by the time we go into Day 1 or Day 2 at least. Because there is going to be some serious winds, I believe, with this weather system that is going to be sweeping on by as far as severe weather department go. Well, anyways, that's going to do with today's video, everyone. If you did like the detailed, awesome weather content that I did provide in this video, please consider subscribing, everybody. It really helps out a lot. We are really close to 50,000 subscribers, and you all did it. You all are really awesome, very supportive, and not only that, we could be live streaming on the threat for severe weather by early next week with Ethan B. and James Treft, if he's able to join, and a lot of cool other things. But also another cool thing that I did want to mention in this video is I do have a Weather Mansion Discord server that you all are welcome to join. There will be a link in the description below this video if you want to participate today. You could follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, as well as TikTok. There's a lot of social medias that you could follow me on to help to actually communicate and talk to me and learn more about me and other cool stuff. That's going to do it with today's video, everyone. See you all in the next one.
Alrighty, well, hope this helps you truckers out there, because March is going out with a big roar and ringing in April, so winter's not over yet. So just be advised, and as you may have caught in my previous videos, I started a new job, so I won't be putting out stuff first thing in the morning on every day of the week. I work 3 days a week, so Monday and Wednesday of next week not working. I work Tuesday and Thursday and Friday of next week. So anyway, hope this helps you out. Put a link in the show notes for this, and so stay safe, stay out of the ditches, and don't do anything embarrassing to end up on YouTube, Boneheaded Truckers YouTube page. Alright, catch you later. Take it easy and drive safely, y'all. Bye now.